Right, guys, I'm going to tell you about the weight of the ninja suit. Now, I don't mean the physical weight of it, I mean the cultural baggage. This has come about because I've had a discussion with two people, or one was a comment and one was a discussion with somebody else. And it made me realise that a lot of people there might not quite understand what's going on. Now, I know you guys who follow me loads will totally get this. So I'm making this just as a little bit of a roundup, but so I can maybe send it to the people who don't quite get it. Now, one of the big problems we get now in the next stage of ninja research is when you say to people, avoid the black suited ninja image. They go, but we know ninjas did wear black, and we know that ninjas may have worn masks at some point. And on my channel, we've had a big debate about this, so I'm not going to go through it here. But what we mean by the ninja image is not the fact that they just wear black. It's the cultural associations. They're sort of the baggage that comes along with it, the neo-pop 20th century problems. So, do you remember Marley? Not Bob Marley, Jacob Marley from Scrooge, so A Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens. Basically, he's the ghost and he's carrying all the chains around him, and he said, these are the chains of the weight of my life. So what I've done in life, these are the chains. And I think this is a great image for the ninja suit, because when people put up the stereotypical black ninja suit, especially like if they're wearing karate gis, and this is not directed at one person. I'm in the middle of a discussion with one person about karate gis, but this is not about that. But you see people in ninja suits in karate gis, and what you find is that if you're wearing the black ninja suit all of the time for all of your training, it's got the attachments like the Jacob Marley attachments of the 20th century comics, the addition of shuriken to the ninja image, their headband, or they're farmers, they're against the samurai, they're assassins that are trained from childhood, they've got secret Kuji magic skills, and all this. So what I'm saying when I say we have to avoid the ninja image is not that you can't dress in Japanese clothes that are black, not that you can't wear a mask. We've discussed this. Masks appear in thievery inside of the world. That's a long discussion that's already been had. Nobody's saying that never happened. It did. But what we're saying is, if you are coming to the people today, you're doing websites, videos, teaching, and you predominantly wear a black gi or a black ninja suit with the thingies, and you've got the mask on and everything, but that's it, your image, especially with a black belt. Even though you can say, oh, this was, we know ninjas wore black, they didn't wear black karate gis, they didn't wear karate belts and anything like that. And when you do that, what you're saying to the person is, enjoy the image of the assassin, enjoy the image of the sort of shuriken throwing. I live in the mountains, or I represent a tradition where they're in the mountains. They weren't connected to Japanese life, they were on the outskirts, outlaws. All of that is historically totally incorrect. So yes, wearing black might be historically correct, but when you wear the stereotypical ninja outfit, and don't change from it or don't show it in context, you're bringing forward this idea that the ninja are all those things that they are not. So what we should be doing is wearing kimonos, gis, proper samurai attire, because the shinobi were part of the samurai culture. And inside of shinobi training, you can transfer to change to a black kimono, change to thinner, shorter pants, change your swords, hide things in there. Yes, you can take a scarf, but you're not wearing it in training. You do that if you infiltrate. So if in your training and your ninja teaching or whatever it is, you should be wearing traditional Japanese clothes and avoid the karate gis and the black belts. You wear an obi. We know traditional samurai. Karate gis and karate belts are a 20th century invention, and they do not in any way replicate the way a shinobi wore black. So if you get a ninja suit off the shelf, it is nothing like what a thief in Japan would wear, which is a kimono, most likely with sleeves, not always, but you could have short sleeve jackets, probably with their bottom kimono tied up around their waist. You may or may not have ink on the face. That's debated. You might have some over. It's a totally different get-up. And also, in old Japan, walking down the street, you could see someone in Japanese clothes that were black because it was a colour that was out there, and they could be wearing a mask, just doing their daily business. So you could say, oh, there's a ninja. It's not. So you've got to be careful. I keep saying this. I say, don't wear the ninja stereotypical black. And people say, but I thought ninjas could wear black. And you're like, they can, but they don't wear off-the-shelf 20th century ninja suits that totally comply to the comic image, that imply that there is like the farmer assassin community outside of samurai law. All of that is historically inaccurate. So this has come about from a couple of things, actually. The main one was from a comment on my YouTube channel, which said, but Anthony, they can wear black. And I was like, and then I've been talking to someone else about the karate gi thing. So this is not directed, honestly, not directed at any specific person. It's about all people who convey that image. It is actually historically incorrect when you're doing it in a karate uniform. If you're doing it in a more traditional uniform, then yeah, you're doing it traditionally. Being half in there is not really the best way to push forward, but everybody's choice of what they do. So in the future, when I mention the black ninja uniform, you know, the black ninja image, I don't mean that they didn't wear it. What I mean is it comes with all the cultural baggage and the chains like Jacob Marley of all the 20th century behind it. So when I say shinobi wore black and they may or may not have worn masks in the later times, what I mean is traditional Japanese clothes, obi, you know, they may have crept up, they may have hid their face over. And when I say the stereotypical comic black-clad ninja image, what I mean is the headband, the Naruto, the sort of like, look at me in my karate gi with my black belt, and I'm off to do some ninja training because I come from a ninja village. Totally separate things. One's historically correct, one's a comic book image. Be aware of the separation. However, somebody in my yesterday's video said to me, they said, which was a genius, I didn't even think about it, they said, Anthony, you've stopped the majority of ninja people wearing black sort of karate gis, or you could identify them. Now they all wear traditional gis with hakama, and they're doing crap jiu-jitsu and pretending it's jiu-jitsu. So I can't win, basically. Apparently, I didn't know this, the jiu-jitsu people are annoyed that I've changed the style or the image of the ninja people into samurai, who then say, oh, we're not doing ninjutsu, we're doing a type of jiu-jitsu, or, you know, taijutsu and all that, and they come into that community and they've annoyed that community because they said, well, you've just made that up. And we know in certain organizations a lot of it's just made up. Whether it works or doesn't work is irrelevant. It's just made up. You know, in modern times, there's not much of an antecedent for it in historical documentation. Another debate. So guys, do you understand the difference, what I mean in the comic image versus the traditional image of a thief dressing in black? How can we get this across to people without everybody getting confused and without me having to explain it every 5 minutes? What can we do? And I don't mean Bob Marley, I mean Jacob Marley, Buffalo Soldier.